Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. We've got a couple of videos featuring the E25 now, starting with a replay on the Airfield map. We've got the E25, the Tier 7 German premium tank destroyer. What was I thinking? And it's under the command of Beerwalla. Well, this vehicle was supposed to be the replacement for the Hetzer. It's part of the Entwicklung series, the modernised, standardised tanks. And being standardised meant that they weren't necessarily better than the replacement in many cases. They were just simpler to make. But in this instance, the E25 is by far one of the best tank destroyers in the game. And even though it's only at Tier 7, it's not called the cockroach for nothing, because it's very difficult to detect. It's got a really crippling 75mm gun with a 2-second reload, in fact 2.88, and you can see Beerwalla's got it down to 2.23. Well, it's incredibly difficult to detect. Now, Beerwalla's got 2 marks of excellence on the barrel of his E25, so he does play it rather a lot. But he's also competent in it, very competent. Now, he actually picked the forward bush. I picked the bush behind with the one he's going to right now, because you can actually see right through the pass if somebody's actually going into the pocket. And yeah, you've got enough room to pull back as well and use the bush mechanic if they come around the corner. You can get a hell of a lot of damage from this position. In fact, you can also fire onto the central island, or central hill, the Temple Mount as I call it, in the centre of the map. And that makes a huge benefit, because you're not just shooting enemy tanks here like this. He's using the bush mechanic on that T-30, it's a Type 58 actually, the Chinese T-34-85, and he's managed to track him, and now he's just shredding him. Oh, that one didn't hit. Yes, he did get damaged there, and now he's killed him. And that Type 58 couldn't get any fire back in response, because he couldn't see where Beerwalla was. Absolutely no idea where he was. You can see why this position is very powerful. It's superb in terms of being able to shoot the enemy without the enemy being able to see you. And if you want to move forward, there's a little rock overhang where you can actually shoot from behind the rock, and if they do return fire, they'll more than likely hit the rock rather than you. Beerwalla's actually there. You can see the overhang is just slightly to the right of that position there. Beerwalla's not electing to use that because he wants a clear field of view, and he wants to use the bush mechanic as well. There you can see an AMX 1375 on the centre, and he has got shots at that guy at the moment because he's actually in the amphitheatre. But if you actually do spot over in that direction, you can get really good shots on the enemy tanks, and they try to use the north part of the Temple Mount. And I've taken out more than a few enemy vehicles that have trespassed onto that area, and they make themselves easy kills. Now, this is the first of several replays, or in fact 4 replays, that Beerwalla sent us. I'm doing 2 videos rather than doing them all together on one video, which would probably be a bit much to figure all at once. Oh, now he's going to have to, that's it, pull back to actually use the bush mechanic. Unfortunately, the enemy pulled back as well, so he missed the opportunity to get a shot at the moment. But that KV2 is definitely going to come around the corner, because he knows that VK3001D is there, and he also probably thinks he can make a meal of that Type 58 on our team as well. It's got about one of the best camo ratings in the entire game for tank destroyers. Wargaming do charge a premium for it, but then this vehicle does actually get fairly good results in battles. Oh, Type 58 took a hell of a beating there, and he's gone out the game. Yeah, it was the enemy M12 who got him as well. Okay, the KV2 is about to come around the corner, I think. There he is, poking round. Is he going to take a shot? Yes, he did. Didn't pen though. Got that one in though. In fact, there's two enemy tanks. I don't think they can see him, as he's too far back for them to notice. Plus his camo rating is helping him. Yeah, he's getting nice damage now. That's what I was saying about this position being very powerful. Yeah, this is really easy work. Oh, KV2 trying to fire back. He wasn't happy. He blasted something in this direction, but it wasn't aimed. It was just more a piece of panic because he kept on receiving fire. And Beerwalla's now got up to 1.2k of damage. Now, they're only one tank down from the enemy. Oh, SU-152. Is he going to go up into the near pocket? Yes, he has. Now, there's a bush just a short distance away where he can get shots on that guy. He's about to reach the bush point, and Beerwalla's well aware of that. In fact, he's also aware of that guy, and he had to put a round into the 1375. There's the KV2. He was seen, and the KV2 tried to derp him. In fact, the 152 did manage to get a round into him, so he's had to abandon that position temporarily. But he auto aims onto the 1375, gets one in. Now, he may be reluctant to go back up onto that hill for the moment, but it's his best chance of actually getting some damage. 1375 looked like he was going to go up onto the hill, but I think he's doing a feint and he's going to come around this side. There he is. Yep, he did do a feint. And yeah, ram kill. This is a really tough little tank destroyer. He didn't lose much in the way of hit points in the 1375, only 31 for that ram. But he got 172 hit points off the M1. Oh, SU-152, who will try to get him and missed. He just did a Duke, you know, Daisy do, just a quick change of course to try and throw the SU-152 off where he was going to be. But he's now going to come back and try and ambush that SU-152, I think. He's going to go round the houses to get to him, though. Oh. No, he almost went over the cliff there. That could be dangerous. But the SU-152 is coming round. And yeah, our Arties have spotted him. And, well, the SU-152's just found our GW and finished him off. And I think he's now going for the Hummel. This is where... Oh, mama. The Hummel's lined himself up, but now we get behind him. And this is where the SU-152 regrets his decision, because he's just got derped by the Hummel, and now Beerwalla's going to tear him apart. That's it. The alpha damage from this gun is 135 from the 75mm. It's got decent penetration as well. 150mm with standard ammo, and with a premium that goes up to 194. Obviously he needs that at tier 7. Somebody's capping, and he's only one of 2 left alive on his team. 3 enemies remaining. He's got 3 kills already, so is a potential top gun for him. Fortunately, he can't see the enemy. That must be that they're on the other side of the cap. It's probably the IS. Yes, there he is. And he pulls back, but he can't see him. Now he can. One in. Go for it. Just keep pumping these rounds in. This guy's going to die. He can't see Beerwalla. You can probably guess where he is. Basically line up the gun. But it's not going to help him much. Even if he's got the 100mm or his best gun. He's pulling back behind the buildings now. So 2.5k already from Beerwalla, and he's the last one alive, so it's 1 versus 3. He potentially has got 20% of the enemy hit pool, so he might have a high caliber. I have the feeling he's going to go all the way round and try and come up the other side. Yep. And that IS is not going to see him coming until it's too late. 1 round in. 2. Kill shot. Yep, gets it. Easy. Now, there's only 2 enemies remaining. That 1375 or 1375 and a Hellcat. He's on a demolition job here. It's Knockout. Oh, 1375 gets the first round in. Now, you know the 1375 has only got 4 rounds, and he's out the game. He just can't fire as fast as an E25. And despite the fact that you don't get a huge amount of ammunition in the E25, only 60 rounds, it is just devastating to an enemy tank and autoloader with just 4 rounds in the magazine that you can fire much faster than they can, and you don't have to stop to reload. They do. Okay, Beerwalla's now on a mission. He's carrying this for his team. He's got 3.3k of damage already. He's hammering the enemy. It's all resting on his shoulders now. But he has got broad shoulders, so he can do it. The Hellcat was last seen in the northwest corner. And, well, I suppose you've got to guess that he's possibly still there. So he's avoiding the cap to not give the Hellcat any knowledge of his approach. It would be easier to actually approach that area from the east, but he's actually gone to here first because he wants to get a quick look at the enemy area, see if anybody could spot him. Nobody did, and he couldn't see them. Okay, so now he's going to have a look-see, and he's coming up by this corner using the bushes and the terrain to help him. No signs so far. Beerwalla likes using third-person perspective. I've actually started using this a lot in all of my replays as well, and it does tend to give you very good results. What means you actually you look at the vehicle holding down your right-hand mouse button and then turn the vehicle sideways. So you're actually looking from this angle or from the other angle, looking at all the places that the enemy might be as you're advancing along. It can be very, very, very helpful indeed. Especially if you want to cover an area, you're trying to run across a gap really quickly. Okay, he's decided to go into the enemy pocket, which is of course this little area on their side of the battlefield, so to speak. Just have a quick look, see if he can spot anyone. Nobody in sight. I would have thought that if the Hellcat was going to be anywhere, that he'd be north edge of the map or everywhere in the C and D rows. But it does look now as if the enemy has gone elsewhere, and well, he's running out of time. And oh, the Hellcat was here all the time. He got one in. He's now going to finish this guy off. One in, and kill shot to win the game. Oh, we tried to ram him to death. That's it. That's a victory. Top Gun, and wins the game. Guns up. Let's have a look at the second replay. The second replay is on the Cliff map, but it's an encounter game this time. And you can see he's added a few awards to his vehicle. He's now got, well, third class, second class. He's definitely got an ace tanker in there as well. High calibers ×3. He's really going for it. Okay, straight in. I'm pretty sure he's working on his third mark to his vehicle. Only the second mark so far. Now, Cliff map encounter is all about the cap in the centre, and well, it can be a bit of a, well, bloody battle in many ways. It's not like your standard Cliff map. It's all about the close-in fighting in the cap area, and the enemy hasn't actually got up here yet. The enemy heavies, they're still trying to climb the hill. There's only that Type 64, and this T-71, well, he's kind of getting in the way. Okay, we're not being unfair to him to actually barge him out the way, but actual fact, he let that guy go first, mainly because he wanted him to take the artillery round. If the Arty was going to do that, it's not cynical, and it's self-preservation more than anything else. Some Arty players will aim for the guy who's coming up that gap, you know, just onto the hill. I do it. And Beerwalla knows full well that he can actually be much more effective if he lets the other guy go first, because he's got a better tank than the other. Can't get the first shot into the KV2, and he's a bit concerned about going too far over the edge, because he doesn't want to endanger himself. But he's got his first round in, second round in, and he kills the KV2. So that's one out. T-34-85, nothing he can do. And that's a second kill. Oh, he's loving this. This game can be so much fun when you enjoy what you're doing. I was only actually given the experience of actually playing the E25 by one of the members who actually gave me one, and actually donated it to me. And thank you so much to them for doing it, because it was very kind. I didn't actually have the funds to buy an E25 at the time, and so I very much appreciate it that I get the I was received the E25. So thank you so much. Oh, this is going to be good. T-43, T-34-85 replacement, and oh, before he can get the kill goes to the Comet, who seizes the opportunity to get a kill steal. Now, there might be somebody down there in the sniper's nest. They do still have some tank destroyers, a Jagdpanzer 4x2 and an AT7. I think there is somebody there, because those shells are hitting something. They're not kicking up the dust after they go through. So I think those shells are actually hitting target. Now he's hitting up dirt. Okay, so whatever was there is pulled back. But he did hit something in that bush, because most of the first shots that went through, they didn't kick up anything at all. So they must have been hitting some hard target and doing some damage. Don't want to sit on the edge too long as well, because if the enemy does get to know that you're doing that, then they might take advantage. Okay, Jagdpanzer 4. Yes, he's going to tear this guy to shreds. He's looking back up at us, and he's bounced one round off us, and he's out the game. The E25 was supposed to replace the Jagdpanzer 4 as well, which wasn't a very successful tank, but they did build quite a few of them from the Panzer IV, because the Panzer IV was a well-known chassis which the Germans have built quite a lot of. Okay, he's auto-aimed onto the VK, but takes it off because the VK runs to cover. The danger is that if he does get spotted, and we are capping now, the enemy might shoot him from afar, because he's on the near side of the hill to the enemy, and that BK might be able to spot him. Okay, now he's being very brave here, because he's actually coming down the hill on the enemy side, but he carefully goes over that corner, because he could have flipped himself up. There's only 5 enemies remaining, one of the tank destroyer, and that's probably the Jagdpanzer 4, who's up in the nest, and it looked like he was a newbie, and that's why he kept getting hit. And yes, look at that, he's missing a lot of hit points. Most of those went straight to Beerwalla. Oh, now he's going to ram this guy. He gets one big ram and one shot to kill, and now all he needs to do is finish off the Hummel, who's looking in this direction. Go for gun shield. Oh, he gets hit by the Hummel. There's the M12. Pascucci's, maybe. 1 in, 2 in, and oh, he doesn't get it. He's got a top gun, but the M12 is killed by the S51, and the game is over. It's a victory. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And here's the end of battle results. And in the first battle, Beerwalla managed to get an ace tanker in the E25. He got the Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemies, a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, he managed to get 9, a Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and a Fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. He got a couple of Battle Hero medals as well. He got the High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, as well as a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills, and he did carry his team to victory in that one, because it was 1-on-1 at the end. In fact, it was 3-on-1 at one point, but he managed to tear the enemy a new one and win the game. We can see when it came to damage, he got the highest with 3,863. The second highest was the AMX 1375 on his own team with 3,007, and followed by the AMX 1375 on the enemy team, 2,127 to him. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those with 6. 5 kills went to his AMX 1375, and the next highest was the SU-152, managed 3 kills. And when it came to base XP, he's got the highest in that again with 1,459. 1,263 went to the AMX 1375, and the next highest is only 612, and that was from the VK3001D. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 44 rounds of 75mm ammunition, got 33 direct hits and 28 penetrations. Damage of 3,863 hit points, of which 1,504 were at more than 300 meters. Most of those were the shots he was firing from the sniper position. 5 hits received from the enemy, 4 penetrations, 1 non-penetration, and 110 hit points of damage blocked by armor. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 6, did 276 hit points of damage assistance. He also managed to get 56 defense points by resetting the cap when he was shooting at the IS, and also the others that, in fact actually it was only the IS that he actually shot in the cap on this occasion. 63,517 credits on a premium count, 19,055 from battle payments, a total of 114,331 credits. After repair, ammunition resupply and consumables, he still made a profit of 30,364 credits, and that's after firing a huge amount of premium ammo. But it did give him the effects he wanted. It guaranteed the win. 1,459 XP times 2 for the first victory, 438 for this being a premium vehicle, took away 4,816 experience points altogether. It was a very exciting game, and well, it was trying to work out where that Hellcat was. I felt sure that he had to be in the north of the map somewhere, but I just couldn't work out for the life of me where he might be. But of course, in the end, you see, Beerwalla realised he had to go back to the cap, and when he went to the enemy cap to start capping, there was the Hellcat right in front of him. Made it an easy one for him to finish him off. Because at close range, the E25 can be very dangerous, very difficult to kill. Because once he gets underneath your gun depression, well, you're a goner. So let's have a look at the second game. That was the one on Cliff, and that's also another ace tanker. He got a spotter badge this time for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. Being up on top of the lighthouse, he was able to look down, tell the team where the rest of the enemy were. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. This time he got 11. Another Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A Fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. He got another High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and another Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. And yes, he got the victory, but he didn't get the last kill. That would have been nice. It would have given him 7 kills in total, and also a Pascucci's medal if he got that last enemy, but the M12. But unfortunately, he managed to sneak back into cover, only for the S51 to get the blind kill on him a short while later. 3,148 hit points of damage. The next high scorer being the KV3 on his own team, 2,579, followed by the M12 on the enemy team, 2,335. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those with 6, and 3 kills were scored by the KV3 and also the Hummel on the enemy team. So Arty was doing well in this game. And when it came to base XP, he's definitely got the highest again. Look, it's very similar to the previous one. 1,468 went to Beerwalla, 980 went to the KV3, 797 to the S51 on his team. He fired 40 rounds in this game, 31 direct hits and 24 penetrations, damage of 3,148 hit points, of which 1,144 were at more than 300 meters. He received 3 hits, 1 penetration, 2 non-penetrations, and 1 hit by way of splash as well from the Hummel. 245 hit points of damage blocked by the armour. He spotted 7 enemy vehicles in the game, got 8 damaged and 6 killed, and he also scored 1,318 hit points of spotting assist during that game. On a premium count, he earned 61,203 credits, got 18,361 from battle payments, and he also got 50,000 from personal mission payout, which was probably the first victory of the day on that occasion. Total of 160,166 credits, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, and he fired less premium ammo this game, and he ended up with a whopping 114,025 credits for that game. So you can see the E25 does generate a lot of profit, but you have to remember that that 50,000, if you take that first payment of the day, the first mission of the day completed, then obviously it's a little bit less. It comes out at 64,025, but even so, 114,000, it's a big jump in the credits. 1,468 XP times 4 on this occasion. 440 for this being a premium vehicle, took away 9,248 experience points altogether. So the E25, it's definitely an acquired taste, and it does obviously mean you have to buy it, and it's very expensive. That's why Wargaming does charge a premium for it, because it's so much fun. But it is very, very much a lot of fun for those who do drive it and drive it well. It can get you wins fairly easily if you can handle its characteristics. It is a bit of a finicky thing to drive. You have to learn how to react fast to the enemy, and also to be able to spin the thing around to get your gun to bear, because of course the gun only fires forward, and it's only got a 24-degree arc, so 12 degrees either side of the center line to fire. But yes, if you can handle that and do handbrake turns, no problem at all, you can get the enemy. So if you enjoyed those replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And do remember, we've got another video coming up with Beerwalla in his E25, so see how he gets on in that one. Thanks for watching.